Your smartphone is a weapon aimed squarely at your brain, and dating apps are enthusiastically pulling the trigger. This isn't hyperbole. This is an emergency broadcast for your sanity, your very cognitive function. We're diving deep into the neurochemical warfare these platforms wage. They are not benign tools for connection. They are digital crack dealers, meticulously engineered to pump your brain full of cheap, synthetic dopamine hits. Every swipe, every superficial match, every fleeting notification is a microdose of addictive stimulus injected directly into your mesolimbic pathway, your brain's reward center. Imagine a laboratory rat compulsively pressing a lever for a cocaine pellet. That is the behavioral loop these apps trap you in. Your brain, ancient and optimized for genuine reward, screams for more of this digital ersatz, craving the next pointless validation, the next hollow like, the natural joy derived from authentic human warmth, from deep, resonant conversations, from the slow, beautiful unfolding of genuine affection. It starts to feel dull, bland, insufficient in comparison to the instant, potent rush of the app. They are systematically robbing you of your capacity to experience and appreciate authentic joy. Your neural architecture is being purposefully, maliciously deformed into an addiction machine. This isn't mere habituation. This is calculated, insidious, neurological sabotage, a rewiring of your core reward system for corporate profit. Welcome, you unsuspecting soul, to the 21st century digital meat market. This is where human beings are systematically degraded, reduced to disposable commodities, to easily swiped profile pictures and interchangeable text snippets in an endless, soulless parade of digital flesh. You swipe someone into oblivion because you dislike the curve of their nose in one photograph? Because their meticulously crafted bio isn't catchy enough to entertain your fleeting attention for 3 seconds? You are an active participant in the perversion of human interaction, reducing a complex individual, an entire life story brimming with experiences, dreams and vulnerabilities, to a few curated pixels and brutally superficial selection criteria. This isn't dating. It's training in dehumanization. Your mirror neurons, the very foundation of empathy, compassion, and your ability to understand another's emotional state, are atrophying under this relentless barrage of faceless profiles and transactional encounters. You are actively, though perhaps unwittingly, conditioning your brain to no longer recognize the inherent humanity in others. You become a social illiterate, increasingly incapable of reading subtle emotional cues, responding with genuine empathy, or forging connections that transcend the screen's cold glare. This isn't mere numbness to rejection. It's the deliberate, systematic destruction of your emotional intelligence, rendering you an emotional cripple in a world that desperately needs more heart. Let's rip the facade off the sick, twisted market these predatory apps have meticulously engineered. For men, it's a brutal, unrelenting deflation of perceived worth. The average man, he's rendered invisible, drowning in a vast, indifferent sea of other profiles, swiped left into digital oblivion. His online existence a flatline of zero matches, zero acknowledgement. It's a psychological meat grinder. Meanwhile, the average woman is paradoxically drowning in a tsunami of often low-quality attention, thousands of matches, an artificial, unsustainable inflation of perceived value that rarely translates to genuine connection. This isn't choice. It's a goddamn psychological warfare zone, designed to fragment and confuse. Fatal for women. You think those thousands of matches are a victory? Wrong. You're wading through an endless ocean of low-effort messages, unsolicited explicit images, and men who view you as just another notch on their digital bedpost. You inevitably get entangled with the top-tier manipulators, the players adept at juggling multiple prospects, the commitment-phobic individuals who will never offer genuine partnership. You invest your time, your emotions. You get hurt. You get ghosted. Rinse and agonizing repeat. What's the neurological fallout? You become jaded, cynical, hyper-vigilant. You start to believe all men are inherently deceitful or harmful. Your brain becomes wired for mistrust and resentment, constantly scanning for threats, unable to lower its guard and open up to genuine, vulnerable connection. This isn't empowerment. It's a fast track to bitter loneliness, fueled by a neurologically ingrained negativity bias. Fatal for men, and for the vast, silent majority of men. It's a relentless psychological beating, constant, brutal rejection, being systematically ignored, being treated as subhuman, as utterly disposable. What does this ceaseless invalidation do to your brain? It carves deep pathways of learned helplessness, chronic anxiety, and profound self-loathing. Your dopamine system, anticipating some form of social reward, crashes repeatedly, leading to chronic low mood, anhedonia, the crippling inability to feel pleasure, and even clinical depression. Some men turn bitter, resentful, and hateful. Others become desperate, morphing into doormats, sacrificing their self-respect for a crumb of attention, for the slimmest chance at a date. Their self-worth gets eroded. Their brains learn debilitating patterns of submissiveness and excessive people-pleasing that bleed into every other facet of their lives. This isn't a dating preference issue. It's a systemic poisoning of intergender relations. For women, the brain is flooded with anxiety from overwhelming, often meaningless choice, then slammed with the stress hormones of constant disappointment and perceived betrayal. Trust circuits are obliterated. For men, the brain endures a continuous barrage of rejection, leading to depression, social withdrawal, and a shattered sense of self-worth. Both sides end up with brains rewired for suspicion, resentment, and a significantly diminished capacity for healthy, reciprocal, loving relationships. It's a masterclass in how to neurologically engineer societal division and profound, widespread misery. These apps aren't just bad for finding love. They are actively cultivating a generation of emotionally scarred, mentally exhausted individuals whose brains are fighting a losing battle. They meticulously feed you the corrosive fairy tale of endless supply, the insidious illusion of the perfect partner who is always, conveniently, just one more swipe away. Bullshit! This is a carefully constructed trap designed to drive you into a state of chronic dissatisfaction and neurotic perpetual searching. You find yourself on a date, perhaps with someone genuinely interesting, but your thumb is already itching. Your brain is subconsciously, or even consciously, already scanning for the next better option that the app dangles before you. You are physically present but mentally absent, already on the hunt. A disconnected zombie navigating your own life, incapable of appreciating the present moment. The neurological damage here is profound. These apps are veritable factories for attachment, anxiety, and profound relationship incompetence. Your brain literally unlearns the crucial skills of how to invest deeply in one person, how to build lasting trust, how to navigate the complexities of a real relationship. It's systematically conditioned for superficiality, for the constant, agitating siren call of more, better, faster, new. The devastating result is a societal epidemic of crippling loneliness, a string of failed or unfulfilling relationships, and widespread emotional desolation. Your brain is being actively, aggressively programmed for flight and novelty seeking, rather than for the deep, secure bonding that humans are inherently wired to crave and require for well-being. This isn't freedom. It's a neurological prison of eternal dissatisfaction. Get this through your damn skull, because your mental sovereignty depends on it. You are not the cherished customer of these predatory platforms. You are the product. Your meticulously harvested data, your finite attention span, your deepest loneliness, your most fragile hope. That's the raw material they ruthlessly monetize. Every premium feature dangled before you, every profile boost promising visibility, is another deceptive nail hammered into the coffin of your mental health and financial well-being, paid for by you. To feed their grotesque, ever-expanding profit machine, they are laughing, figuratively and literally, all the way to the digital bank while you desperately, compulsively keep swiping, chasing a dragon they engineered. Your brain is being systematically manipulated and exploited. You are the unwitting, unpaid lab rat. In their cynical, large-scale psychological experiment, they deploy a sophisticated arsenal of targeted neurological triggers, artificial scarcity, intermittent variable rewards, powerful social validation loops, the crippling fear of missing out, FOMO, all meticulously designed to keep you locked in the addiction spiral, to ensure your continued engagement. Your brain is being systematically brainwashed with complex, scientifically validated mechanisms to keep you hooked, compliant, and, crucially, willing to pay for the privilege of your own psychological unraveling. This is calculated, profit-driven stupefaction on a global scale. They don't want you to find love. They want you to keep searching, keep paying, keep feeding the beast. Real, substantive conversations, emotional depth and vulnerability, genuine human understanding. Forget it! Your so-called interactions on these platforms are a digital graveyard, littered with the decaying corpses of emojis, hollow, contextless phrases, and endlessly rehearsed, insincere pickup lines. The phenomenon of ghosting isn't some unfortunate byproduct or accidental oversight. It's the core tenet, the foundational principle of this dehumanizing system: maximum non-commitment, zero mutual respect, zero accountability. You are conditioned, swipe by swipe, message by message, that people are interchangeable, disposable, and ultimately worthless beyond their immediate utility as a source of fleeting validation or momentary distraction. The neurological consequence? Your ability to truly communicate, to actively listen with presence and empathy, to accurately read nuanced non-verbal cues, to constructively navigate conflict, to build genuine, resilient intimacy. All of it erodes, atrophies, and ultimately dies a slow, digital death. You become terrifyingly fluent in text-based drivel, a master of the superficial emoji exchange, but an absolute illiterate in the rich, complex language of real human connection. Your brain systematically unlearns the very basics of social competence, leaving you stranded and ill-equipped for the very relationships you supposedly seek. You are becoming a social invalid, isolated by the very tools promising connection. This isn't some trivial game. This is a declaration of war for your mind, for your innate capacity to love and be loved, for the very possibility of a sane, connected society. These apps aren't merely bad for dating. They are insidious instruments of social atomization and profound mental mutilation. Your brain, your precious, irreplaceable brain, is being systematically rewired for crippling superficiality, for the addictive tyranny of instant gratification, for debilitating emotional distance. This isn't just damage. It's calculated, progressive, neurological destruction. What's the antidote to this digital poison? It's urgent. It's radical. It's absolutely vital for your psychological survival. Delete every single damn dating app now, from your phone, from your life. Stop willingly participating in this techno-induced filth. Log out permanently from this digital asylum that masquerades as a solution. Force yourself to go outside. Engage with the tangible world. Meet real, three-dimensional people in organic settings. Look them in the EYES. Have a genuine conversation, even if it feels awkward and clumsy at first, because your social muscles have atrophied. Retrain those neglected faculties. Rebuild your capacity for authentic interaction. Stop supporting the systematic decomposition of society orchestrated by these profit-crazed vultures. Refuse to be another anonymous data point in their grand experiment of mass dehumanization and stupefaction. Take back your brain. Take back your life. Take back your ability to form real bonds. Fight the digital madness before it consumes what makes you human. The result is a generation increasingly incapable of navigating the beautiful, messy, and deeply rewarding complexities of authentic human interaction, leading to further isolation and a pervasive sense of alienation, even when surrounded by digital connections. Social skills decay into digital posturing. This is not a mere game. This is not a trivial pastime. This is a war for your mind, a desperate battle for your innate ability to love and be loved. and indeed for the future of a sane, connected society. These predatory apps are not just bad for dating, they are insidious instruments of social atomization and relentless mental mutilation. Your brain, your most precious asset, is being systematically, maliciously rewired for crippling superficiality, for an insatiable craving for instant gratification, for profound emotional distance, and for a cynical, utilitarian view of human relationships. This isn't damage in some abstract metaphorical sense. It's calculated, progressive, and potentially irreversible destruction of your cognitive and emotional architecture. So, what is the antidote to this digital poison? What is the way out of this meticulously constructed labyrinth of psychological manipulation? The solution is urgent. It's radical. It's absolutely vital for your psychological survival and your future well-being. You must delete every last damn dating app now from your phone, from your life. Eradicate their toxic presence entirely. Stop participating in this digital filth. Log out permanently from this high-tech asylum that masquerades as a social utility. Take the terrifying but liberating step to go outside. Meet real, three-dimensional people in the real world. Look them in the eyes. Have a genuine, unscripted conversation, even if it's awkward and clumsy at first, because your social muscles have atrophied. You must retrain your neglected, weakened social abilities. Stop supporting the systematic decomposition of society orchestrated by these profit-hungry vultures. Refuse to be a willing cog in this global machine of mass dehumanization and cognitive stupefaction. Take back your brain. Take back your life. Take back your capacity for authentic connection. Fight the digital madness. Your sanity depends on it. Your future happiness hangs in the balance. The time for complacency is over. The time for rebellion is now.